Attack left lane.
This is taking a turn for the weird.
No.
Oh, didn't see that coming, did ya?
Attack the Gold Fury.
100% win rate on the Dan and Dicey show. Superpower.
Group up.
Well, you just dropped down on the friends list there. Turn dragon and fucking kill them all.
Oh, you're fuzzy wuzzy. Let's not hurt them too bad.
Let's make them scream!
I'm an adult, I don't need to make my bed.
Split push.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to episode 38 of the Split Push podcast. Excuse me. Anyway, it's a Smite podcast here from the console perspective. Along with me here today are some family and friends. First up on that list is Dirtnap Dan.
Really? I'm in the middle of hitting my vape and you still make me go first?
That's exactly why I did it.
That's what you get.
And then there's Guy.
What's up, everybody?
Beagle Girl.
What's up?
And today we mourn the loss of Yuki as he will not be with us here today. God rest his soul, and may he have fun at school. But we did something better here. We one-upped it since Yuki couldn't be with us. We got a special guest on with us today that y'all might know. It's our good friend Jithins.
What's going on? Well, happy to replace him for now.
Let's see if this might be more permanent.
Probably have a much more cheery disposition.
Fair.
So, hey, Jithins, why don't you take a quick moment here and tell everybody a little bit more about who you are, what your involvement with Smite is, who your favorite uncle is, and what you feed your animals. I don't care. Whatever.
All right. So first of all, my name is Jithins Sunny. It's pretty, so that's how I go by Jithins. It's literally my first name, and I put the first letter of my last name together, and that's how I got Jithins. And my involvement in Smite community is I run a lot of community events. I run a lot of tournaments. I try to do as much as possible. So I try to specifically focus on growing the amateur scene for Smite, and that's kind of where it's been. I've been really involved in like broadcasting, trying to teach people how to cast, admin, do production work, etc. So it's just all around like the entire behind the scene of esports. I'm just generally well versed in it, and I just go and try and help other players, and kind of give a spot for players to compete in as well.
And if I remember correct, you are in the voting for the Smite Olympian program, too, right?
I did not actually get into it.
That's right. You did not make it in. Why was I thinking you did? Who am I? I'm getting you confused. Well, I'm old, so I do that.
Fair enough. I think you might be thinking of J-Mac. I think you had him as a guest, and he made it.
Yeah, we did have him as a guest, and Jay. Your names both start with J. I'll go with that. High five. That's
that works. That's the excuse.
Yep, I like it. I'll buy it. Here's a nickel. All right. So we've played some Smite this week. I think. I know I have. Beagle. I told her we'd let her go first. Her time with us tonight is limited because she's got to go at 8 o'clock precisely because El Supernatural comes on, and she's not going to be able to be quiet during this episode this week.
Wait, so you're saying I'm missing Supernatural, but she gets to leave? What?
Oh, wait,
what?
Wait. You watch Supernatural?
Yeah, I'm all caught up.
We could be good friends.
I mean, I watch like pretty much everything on CW, plus like Fox and like ABC. Like I watch way too many shows.
Supernatural is pretty much the only show I watch. So.
Beagle only watches one show at a time because she has this obsessive compulsive disorder with shows.
I will get so obsessed. And then I'll just confuse myself.
First it was Heartland, there would never be another show, and then Heartland died, and Supernatural took its place, and now there will never be a show, but I'm sure someday there will be.
Alright, in fairness, Supernatural should have ended at season 5, but, that's fine. They can keep going.
No. I disagree with that strongly.
Well, you just dropped down on the friends list there.
No.
But anyway, we should get back to Smite before this does turn into the Beagle Supernatural podcast.
I mean, why not, though?
But I know Beagle said she had some games to talk about this week. So, hey, Beagle, why don't you get things started?
I do?
I thought that's what you said. Okay. You wanted to go first.
I'm kidding. I just don't remember who I was playing now.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you
I
Smite
think it-
Guru.
It does work
Oh
now,
yeah,
if
that's
you know how
right. It
to
does
use
work now. That's very true.
So anyway, Dan, how have your games been this week since Beagle's not prepared once again?
well, I
Oh,
didn't know.
wow. Well, you know what?
Surprise.
It's a good thing I was.
And
Well, first off, I would love to talk about an assault I played last night as Guan Yu. Guy was all whiny. He's like, man, I don't want to be this god. This god sucks. Me. So I
think we
took
could
him
probably
for
all
him.
talk about this game.
I took it for him. I was like,
Man,
I got
I don't
you.
remember it being quite like that, but yeah, there might have been a little bit of crying involved.
He definitely cried. He's like, I
Yeah.
don't wanna
So your
be
casual
Guan Yu."
game of Smite.
Somebody take us from me, please.
I don't like him. I don't like his passive. It's so weird.
He just sucks to me.
I loved him last night. I ended up 5-3 and 21 with 25k healing in 18 minutes. I felt
Ooh,
pretty
that's
damn
rough.
good about it. I stood in the
Yeah.
middle of anybody I wanted
Oh.
to and just
Well, this is
went to
Okay.
town.
Okay.
this is probably
okay.
one of the matches that
Hurry
I
up.
bet Beagle wants to talk about this match because she was AMC,
Yes, it is.
wasn't she?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I remember this match.
Go ahead, Beagle. You
Okay,
take your
okay.
turn. Like I said, I think all four of us can take a turn
Okay.
with this one.
Okay, so I was playing AMC, obviously, and I went 13, 2, and 13, and it was just hilarious because, oh my god, okay, never mind. But anyway, I don't know, like, I was just murdering people. I was placing hives in front of their faces and they wouldn't destroy them. Like, they only destroyed hives, like, a few times, I swear. And then, like, I would just be wherever I wanted when I wanted. Like, I could be in the middle of all 5 of them and I'd get out alive and kill them all or something. Like,
You're welcome.
shut up. I'm not done yet. Soul Eater was a big help. And I guess you were too, Dan.
25k healing. Damn right I was.
But, oh my god,
Definitely
like,
wasn't me.
I'm AMC! And I was stuck in the middle of them like 5 times. And pretty much every time, except once, I was able to get out. But the time I didn't get out, I did a ton of damage.
How much damage did you do overall?
50k, something like that.
It was
Hold up.
54,000, I believe.
Yeah,
not too bad.
54,000.
What did you run,
Yeah.
Crusher?
Nikes in 18 minutes. I'm sorry, 18 minutes.
Yeah.
54,000.
Dang.
It was, yes, 54,116.
Yeah,
What was the build for
quite
that?
Quite the fun match. I was playing Geb, and I don't think I shielded Beagle once. I never
No,
had to.
he didn't. He didn't. Not once.
That's just mean.
I don't know. I don't know
I
what the
need
enemy
it.
team plan was, but it definitely did not include attacking our carry. It just didn't.
Yeah.
You know, Dicey, our old co-host Dicey, was playing some Camazotz. I shielded him a lot. I shielded Dirtnap Dan a lot. But then there was Guy playing Hebwa. Dude, Guy, I got you out of some pickles.
I was
That's all I
destroying them
gotta
kids.
say.
I was in
I just love
there was people
how-
flying up in the air all over the place. It was hilarious.
I did like
Habla just,
almost
you know, has
30k
those,
more damage than him though. It feels good.
but Habla has like 4 ultimates, so like I don't know how you didn't outdo an AMC damage. Let's be real here.
She destroyed it. She
That's
killed
very
it.
questionable.
I wasn't even close. Wasn't
I
even
think
close.
you were
were
just
nowhere
more
close.
worried
You had
about him than
28,000.
her.
At 54k.
Yeah, they were pretty much focusing me like they would all dive me instantly.
What was
Yeah.
the AMC build though? Was it like a Crusher build?
Yes.
What was it?
I was like,
there
what
we
should
go.
I
As soon as you
start
have
with?
Crusher.
I haven't played AMC in a while, and Dad's just like, Crusher. And I was like, okay.
Crusher. That's a solid start to an Assault game.
Yeah,
Always.
Crusher, Boots, Soul Eater,
Eater.
Kins, Beatstick, and
I
Tier
was
1
gonna build Oboe just to be annoying, but the game ended.
That's just harassment.
Yeah, you know it's fun when you're like, yeah, I could just throw an oboe in on the end for just.
I
for
was
shits and
already
giggles.
doing way too much damage. Like, I deleted people. I deleted the tanks. Oh, it was great.
So what was fun in that match is it was going a little back and forth. It was actually, it wasn't a pushover fight. But what was fun is like we realized, man, they are just sustaining through these team fights. So I had my second death. I went 0-2 and 23, and on my second death, I built Pestilence and Divine Ruin. Came out, first team fight, we murdered them and then went and won the game. It was quite nice. Because they had a Guan Yu as well, and, getting some RDO heals in there too. Not a whole lot, but, she still does it. But it was, nice to take that sustain out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other Guan Yu definitely didn't keep up in healing as I did.
Oh, that's right. That was the game with double Guan Yu.
Yeah, at least it was somewhat fair. It always sucks when you get the Guan Yu healer versus, some of the other ones. And it's just
Hell.
like, what?
Chang'e.
Yeah, there's always that complaint about, hey, why isn't Baron in the healers list?
He should be.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah,
Get that soapbox out. Just pull it out.
I know
they said the QA
they talked
for
about it, but what was it? Last week, it was about a 16-minute match. I healed for 1,000 a minute and had literally just bought Rod of Ass Claps and didn't even really get to use it.
This is the numbers they said. The lowest healing actual healer in Assault is Sylvanas with 12k, and Baron does 8k if you count as non-healers that heal the most. And I'm just like,
Where are you getting
that
your
is
stats
very-
from?
Oh, they did the QA yesterday or the day before,
I know,
and that was the numbers they put out.
I know. I'm just like, people, do you not know how to play these guys? Because I don't know.
You can put out way more heals, but
yeah,
I'm just saying, 8,000 heal is still pretty high for
Yeah,
a
it's still high.
non-healer.
It feels like I could outdo a Sylvanas when I'm a Baron. I don't know. It just feels like I can outdo a Sylvanas for sure, but maybe
Sylvanas is a little harder because, you do got to keep them around you and like Guan, you got to be tight in with them there. It's not like Afro where you just got to stay tethered to them.
Sylvanas was the low end of the healers. He was 12, and then I believe Hell was 24,000. Healing was her average.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's not everybody, it's Assault. Not everybody knows how to play the healers even when they get them. So going on the raw data like that, I don't know. I think you should take the high-end look of the data and go with that. Just cut out the bottom 2/3 of the data and say, that is people that are playing Baron for damage and not even caring about their healing. The second third is people that are trying to heal but don't know what they're doing. Just what did that top third do? But realistically, my suggestion for Assault is you need 2 tiers. You need your tier A healers and your tier B healers. And I would definitely put Baron in tier B, and I would also put Guan in there, because while Dan did a great job with him, he's not that easy, and he can't supplement his healing either. So, I don't know. I think it just needs a little bit more diversification.
That's why if I play with randoms and they have the healer, I always try to get them, no matter who it is, just because, let's face it,
I don't trust
randoms,
anybody
they're not
to heal me. Yeah, I'll do it.
I got this.
We did play a couple Assaults last night. I do want to bring up the game before that one. So I drew Ra, and y'all know I love Ra. It is my most played god, most worshippers. And this was one of those matches where I fully expected Top Damage Dan to be Top Damage Dan, because he was going in as Ares, and he usually does top damage with Ares. Okay? But our team was Dan with Ares, Beagle with Amaterasu, me and Ra, Guy was Nuwa, and Dicey Victory was Sun Wukong. So we didn't have any hunters. So I knew that Guy and I knew that we had to be pretty on point with getting that tower poke in and stuff like that. But this match was just going along, and I don't think I sniped a single kill. I don't think I sniped anyone for the kill, because they kept lining up early on in the fight. I'm like, you know what? If I can drop 3 or 4 of them to half health to start things off with, that sounds like a pretty good idea. And I just kept early sniping a lot. Sniping for just 1, sniping for 4, it didn't really matter. But it was just kill after kill after kill with the beam, and I think I picked up at least 3 of the 9 kills, at least a third of them, from the healing circle, just healing my allies.
Yeah, I like the early snipe play, because nobody expects it. They're waiting for you just to die, or waiting for you to use it to kill them.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
it's just all right, they're low health, they're expecting a snipe, and at times it's just my problem with Rye is his one goes so slow sometimes that I'm just like, dude, I can't hit it because it goes so slow.
Mm-hmm.
The pool player in me loves it because it's just, I'm doing the math. I'm like, all right, he's running away. That wall's there, so his angle's going to have to change. So if I put the beam right about here, I'll hit him. And then the other thing is he moves so slow. But think about it from the movie perspective. When that building's falling down and you're just trying to outrun it, because, running off to the side would make sense, but you can never do that. So, but that's what it is with the beam. Sometimes people think, oh, it's slow. I got time to get out of the way. And next thing you know, it's mowing them over. But I even got a kill with my slow. That's always fun. It's just like you see their health so low and you're like, I don't even need the basic. I'm just going to dance around. You're just like, hi, how are you? Goodbye.
Flashback.
Boom, you gone. But Dan complained a little bit. He didn't do that great in the match, he thought, but I thought he did a good job. Beagle did a great job as Amaterasu. I was definitely working off both his pull and her stuns off the ult. But what was great about it was at the end of the match, first thing I looked at was how much did I heal in this match. I'm like, all right, 22.5. Good job. And then I looked at the damage, and it was top damage dad. I was pretty happy about that.
I think my favorite play was pulling the Anubis and Baka ult right away.
Okay, my favorite part is that game, every time the Baka ulted, so did I, and after I killed him with it, I said, when will you learn?
Like, oh, didn't see that coming, did ya?
Dad, if you don't edit that out of the podcast, I quit.
Nice knowing you, Beagle, because it ain't getting edited out. But you know what? You won't know because you don't listen to it after the fact anyway, because you've already heard it according to yourself.
Well, if I know it's in there, I'm gone.
That's funny, because we always say she doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, anyway, now who's
end case scenario, Beagle will not know. Got it.
Gotcha. Alright, so yeah, anyway, that was a real, it was just one of those fun matches where everything was just kind of going right with it, but yeah, dude, Beagle, every time that Baka tried to come in on the back line, she was just like, when is he gonna learn? When is he gonna learn?
Like, I did it to him like 6 times. I'm pretty sure he was most of my kills. I built the shields mostly. I don't remember exactly. I think I just built let me see here. Warrior's Blessing, Berserker Shield, Attack Speed Boots, Runic Shield, Brawler's Beatstick, and Mystical Mail. And I was murdering people.
Yeah, that poor Anubis, he wasn't playing horrible, but every time he stood still to do something, we were all like,
I just basically...
yeah, goodbye.
Pig pile.
It was a pig plow.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we have 3 tanks and 2 mages. We don't have a hunter. I'm just gonna freaking build damage.
Oh, what about you, Guy? What's your game of the week?
I really don't have any. You guys talked about the game. My game of the week. There you go.
Mr. Humble himself doesn't like to pat himself on the back at all.
Yeah, I really haven't played a lot. I played I watched Castle Rock this week, and that's about it.
More importantly, what ranks your ranked Al Plosh up to?
He's not up to nothing. He's down to 5.
Oh,
wow.
Slacker.
Get good.
Wow.
I know.
Thought you were going to be the number 1 Al Plosh.
I got up to number 2, and then, I don't know, I just stalled out. Can't get over that hump.
Good.
I know, it's so hard. It's so hard depending on your teammates in ranked.
Yeah. I know.
That's why I don't play Ranked Conquest.
That's why I'm stuck in Silver Joust. I can't get the hell out.
I'm not looking to punish myself, so I don't play it.
Yeah.
I tried to Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I played ranked. I got placed in a plat for Conquest, and I was just like, do I really want to play ranked anymore? And I just got the kid all the way down to gold, and it's just it's gonna stay there for the rest of season 6 as well. It's just gonna stay there. It's man, ranked. I don't want to be in that anymore.
It's frustrating because I get in and I play ranked joust, and I never really played a lot of rank before, so it started me off in high silver, and I'm just stuck there because these guys kind of, well, there's more than 3 of us, so they kind of got ahead of me, and then, now we can't even queue up together because they all got into plat.
Now I'm
and
ahead
I'm like,
of you.
all right. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, well, I play really well when I play, but half the time I get, I'm not even going to throw out what character he was playing this week, because I don't want even looking this up on Guru and giving the guy shit or anything, because he wasn't horrible, but at the same time, attack. And I'm like, you got half health. They're under tower. Oh, there he goes.
I mean,
well,
yeah,
that didn't work out well.
I just think it's funny because I went right up to gold 2, so I thought that was hilarious. And Dad's just stuck down there in silver.
For me right now, it's just like casual matchmaking is better than ranked matchmaking.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, just
do I want to play ranked?
Just looking up his account level. Talked about this last week. I'm 129. Beagle was playing with me in this match, was 124. Theirs was 49. Like, yeah, thanks. Just thanks. I mean, it's like I said, like, they kind of knew how to play their character, but they didn't know how to play the game yet. You know, and that's what you get at account level 49. All right, I know what I'm doing with my character.
He wasn't
but
salty,
I don't
though.
understand the mode. And he was a nice guy. He VGS'd. We tried communicating, but it was just like, yeah, you need to
not do what you're doing.
Play a little bit more patiently.
Dad.
See, like, and you can't even blame the players for that. It's just, all right. It just comes down to matchmaking. You can't tilt on the player when it comes down to that. It's just like, it's not their fault. Like they got placed into the game.
No, and they have much better. We were up against golds. We're all silver except for Beagle, who was a gold. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, fun stuff, but.
My experience with ranked, I played ranked conquest for a little while Guy was doing it. And my experience with ranked was either my team fed their brains out and I went like 20-2 and we still lost, or I went 20-2 and we finally won a game. And I'm like, I'm tired of being 20-2 and getting told you rock cancel that because they got 4-man ganked. Like, I just got tired of it.
Yeah, I'm only one jungler. What do you want me to do? Like, I can't be everywhere at once. I can't take care of everybody's lane.
There was a specific game I remember where both side lanes were pinging me at the same time as I got a kill in mid lane, yelling, gank left, gank right, gank left, gank right. And I'm like, yeah, because...
Gank middle!
Because you know what? I'm gonna split my form, and I'm gonna send 3 of me out into each lane, and we're just going to dominate the game, because obviously you guys can't do your lane by yourself. I have to do it for you, so I will just split into 3 people and do everything. Like, come on.
When it all boils down to it, just be accountable. Be accountable for yourself. If you're getting ganked, you better have wards up. That helps reduce ganking. Oh, here comes some people. Let me back up to my tower where I'm relatively safe. Mm-hmm. But even then, you got to be careful at your tower, depending how many of them there are. It takes 1 to tank the tower and the other 2 or 3 to kill you. Yeah,
okay,
that's my favorite. We need wards. No. Okay.
What are wards?
Like when they just straight up say no, and you're like, okay. You don't want to live with that kind of attitude? I don't know if I'm even coming to your lane anymore. Like,
Dad, although something I think that we should do when we play ranked joust is even if the other person don't have a mic, we should just go to that, because at least they can...
Yeah, I was thinking about that. We need to change our the voice chat setting to the prioritize the game chat when we're in games. I think it does flip back and forth when we're out of game then. So... But before we move on from Games of the Week, we've neglected to ask our special guest here, have you had any highlight moments of the week that you would like to talk about?
Oh, man, I think I may have had just 2. One being today. Almost got a pentakill with Scylla today morning. That was... Well, I killed all 5. It was just... The 5th kill was just off the timer.
Damn, that hurts.
Yeah, it was. I was streaming on Smite Game Mixer, and it was just like... alright, this is how I'm gonna end my stream. Like, I was already on overtime by like 3 minutes, and I was like, yo, we're about to get a pentakill here. I can't cut off the stream. Got so excited, hit the quadra, and tears running away. Like, got him, but we were off by like a second, and then chat just spammed F as soon as that pentakill didn't go off. I'm like, dang.
Damn, that's crazy. I'll tell you what, what was it the other day? I was fishing for, you get in those moments where you see the fight, you see the health bars, and you're like, and you get the first 2 kills, and you're like, can I get the next 3 here? And I was playing as Sylvanas support, and I'm like, I have a chance, but I didn't quite get it. The team kicked in, and I'm like, shit, you assholes. I had that lined up.
Fair. I mean, other than that, my other game was just installed where I went like 20-something as Amma, and it was just like, dude, Amma is just an easy god. Easy. Or that could have been like 6 a.m. matchmaking, but either or, it worked out really well.
I think my favorite almost pentakill recently has been with support Sobek. I got a quadra kill and was like literally one ability too low on mana to get the penta. And I was, oh my god. I was so sad, but I was still pretty happy. Like, I could have done
Crocodile tears, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you actually end up killing him, though?
I think I ended up killing him, but I couldn't do it in time.
Yeah.
I feel like every time you get a kill, the timer just keeps getting shorter and shorter to get the last kill.
Oh,
I
I know
swear.
what you mean.
That's what it feels like.
I still haven't gotten my
7
penta
or
yet.
8 now, total, and it's like, man, they just seem to be harder and harder to get once you start getting them, because then you're looking for them.
I know, right?
I've never gotten one.
I've been playing this game for like 6 years, and I only have like 7 penta, and I'm like, bruh, like, I had like 3,000 hours in this game. How are you gonna just hit me with 7 pentas? I need more. I want more.
Well, just don't play with Beagle then.
Yeah, because she'll steal every single one.
Okay,
That's
why
what
do we
J-Mac
always
can
go
do.
there?
Why do we always go there?
Someone
Because Ymir's
might
club
have a
still
track
swings
record.
in my nightmares.
With the Ymir basic still.
Whenever I play with J-Mac and his friend Bryce, like, whenever I'm just so close to having a penta, they're like, nope. They've stolen like 3 pentas from me this year. That's messed up.
You know they're good friends when they do that.
Yeah.
See, I'm a good friend. I'm a good sister.
Yeah, okay. I think a really funny penta moment, real quick, was I was watching a weekend video, and some guy was like, someone on the enemy team had left the game at level 1, and they, played the game out the whole way, and one of his teammates was trying to get a penta off the guy in Fountain, because he was like level 3, and on the 5th kill, instead of letting him get it, Weekend walks up and Kumba ults him and takes the kill. And he's like, no, you ain't getting no penta like that.
That's messed up. And funny at the same time.
I don't even know what to say there. I'm just going to smile and say, yeah, let's move on to
I love it.
Season 6, 6.1 update notes here. We got more than we're going to handle in this episode to talk about. Let's just put it like that. This is going to obviously stretch over some time here just because so much is being done. So first up here on their list, they did leak out a little bit of a new skin, and that was Vaporwave Poseidon.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this skin.
T-Rex Kraken!
I don't know. I feel like this is supposed to go to Habwa, straight up. Like, the old surfboard Habwa. Like, it gives me memories to that, nostalgia to that,
Yeah,
I love the Hebrew skin. They should have just technified that up, man.
I mean, like the T-Rex coming out with the hot pink sunglasses and the lasers, and yeah, it's pretty interesting skin.
I mean, how can you turn down the T-Rex alt like that?
There's a lot going on.
Wait, I don't know who I was thinking this skin was for, but I didn't think it was for any of them. Like,
for any of them, who do you think it was
like,
for?
no, like
it was for an unknown god that's not in the game yet.
No.
Merlin.
I thought this was a Jormungandr skin.
You need to get your head straight.
ha ha ha.
Well, anyway, I am looking forward to seeing that in a little bit more action there. So, new additions to the Awesome Chest. Here's something easy to kick out. They got the Oni Chernobog in there, the Mystic Enchantress Nuwa, Revenge Tech Nemesis, Headless Norseman Loki, Pixel Launcher Scotty, Cyber Scythe Thanatos, Cosmic Power Anubis, Pixel Chaos Discordia, Admiral Alquang, and Titanium Tracker Chablanque. So some nice things in them awesome chests now. Definitely growing there. So we've talked a lot about some of the Project Olympus stuff here. We've already talked a lot about crossplay. I don't think we really need to get back into that. We don't need to rehash how Sony sucks and needs to jump on the bus here, please. Please at PlayStation and ask them to for us. High five. I actually did see them. They Sony, what game was it?
Rocket
League. Yeah, they gave
League,
crossplay to Rocket League, and I'm like, hey, why don't you add Smite to that list, please? It would be appreciated. Be nice about it, folks. Use your manners. Dirtnap's dad said so. So cross progression, so players will be able to enjoy all of their content in progress on PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and hopefully someday PS4. They talked about that a little bit in the show. Again, you're going to get all your shit, you know. Actually, what was it? I was thinking, Guy, the one achievement you got on Xbox won't carry over because they're like, you know, the account that's your main account is where your achievements are going to come from. Mm-hmm. And you got your pentakill.
Oh, all-in-one ability, yeah.
All-in-one ability.
Wait, what?
On Xbox, didn't
yeah.
you? Yeah.
I didn't hear about that. How were you playing?
That was with Scylla.
That was a while back, though.
It's been a while back.
Oh!
Must have been a really good air result.
No, it was a Scylla ult.
Yeah, just got
and
all
they were
five
all just grouped up?
No, I hit them all. As long as you hit them, as long as you can kill them all with the same ability, like at the same time. So,
oh yeah,
as long as you hit them all at the same time with your ult, like one after another. I think I got 2 at one time, then the other 3 came after that.
Oh, that's
solid.
Awesome. Dan, isn't that the last one you need?
Yes, that is the last trophy I need to get 100% completion.
Alright, so next up here, roll queue. So normal conquest and rank conquest will now have roll queue. So before queuing for the mode, you will need to select your top 2 rolls. After the match is made, the matchmaker will look at role preferences and assign roles to achieve the most people getting their preferred role as possible.
Ooh, I like that.
That's fine for me because I always call Phil, and
that's my role.
That's my role. No one can
I can't play.
I'm just not excited for the
lane.
one game where like I call jungle carry and Dad calls Phil, and for some reason the game gives him jungle. Because man, that's not going to go well.
Wow,
Dad,
Phil's gonna be the last priority.
Damn.
Phil's gonna be the last priority.
I do watch a lot of weekend videos, and you play, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Kinda. And I know how to play Arachne pretty well, so, you know, and she can do pretty decent.
Tell me about it.
According to every popular content creator, she's garbage.
Yeah, well, I've seen plenty of enough good Arachnes, including one yesterday that was just like, why are we even fucking playing this game still?
Her build was terrible too. That's what made it worse.
It was terrible, but that's what I like about Smite. Sometimes your build can be terrible if it works for you against what you're going up against. You know, and hey, when you're doing what she did, it worked.
And it was just because I was playing King Arthur.
Yeah, that was
a mistake.
If you want me to be completely honest, I think he's trash. I don't like him at all. He's way too glitchy for one, and he's just...
Well, they're fixing the glitchiness in the 6.1.
Yeah, he doesn't impress me.
I don't think that's his problem.
Yeah.
I think that all of his abilities are too sustained, like in time, so it creates way too many opportunities for people to know where he's going to be and how to stop him with an easy cripple or stun, and then he just sits and dies. And it's like, well...
Well, you tried.
Yep,
yes.
I tried.
CC is definitely an Arthur.
Well, and that's when you're building him. I was jungling as him, obviously, so like that's when you're playing jungle. Playing him tank, he doesn't die as easily, so it'd be a lot different.
It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody thought he was going to be so OP coming out.
There were some scary aspects of him, but yeah.
He's kind of just a feed bot if you don't build him tank.
I think he's just a high skill cap character.
That too, yep. So, Getting back to the roll queue, if there are any tie scenarios, the player with a higher MMR in ranked or the player who has not gotten their preferred role recently will get priority. Each match you do not get a preferred role will increase your chances of getting it in the next match.
So just like how if you don't get a queued game, you have priority game, but you still don't get a priority pick. Priority
But
game.
here's my question, like, how would that work? Like, what if somebody just decides to, like, I don't know.
Just not play their role?
Yeah.
There's going to be a new system in place for people that don't play their role.
Okay, cool. Good.
I think it's like a report style thing.
I'm really tired of, like, role stealing. It's so annoying. Like, you call carry, then someone says, carry 2, locks in immediately.
It's really annoying in rank, though, when you're, like, the top elo. And
it would
you
be
miss your call by, like,
0.1
seconds, and the guy on the bottom gets your mid lane when clearly
in
top
ranked,
elo should
when
get
it comes to
your first
ranked,
pick.
I just call it, because top MMR gets top pick. That's what I've been told.
You should, yeah. But
yep, and I would agree with that. If you're down on the bottom and doesn't matter what if I'm on the bottom of a rank, I just hit fill because I have no say in it. I'm on the bottom. You do whatever. If I'm on top, screw you. I'm taking what I want.
We're nice, but most people are not. Most people are like,
yeah.
As soon as the game starts, they're pinging you and you cancel that. You freaking suck, and it's like,
I just learned to give players their roles.
Yeah, like
sometimes you just gotta give them the roles so like they don't like do terrible in a different role.
Exactly. Yeah, I do that sometimes too.
Like that.
Yeah, 90% of the time I end up giving up jungle just so I can watch them feed instead of me actually being a jungler.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, I'll hold the role, but I'll usually pick whatever I have to pick. But
it's just like, man, if you would have just let me have jungle, I'm top pick for a freaking reason, but, it's fine. It's fine. Bottom pick, you just go ahead and go 0-12 and say I'm the one that's causing you problems. You go ahead. Because what? Whatever. But it's like, man, I don't know. And, like, when you're on the bottom, people will curse you out and, like, curse your existence if you try and call a role they want. And it's like, man, the two-sided spectrum just kind of sucks.
Just if you're going to play ranked, be prepared to have your role stolen. That's exactly why I don't, because I can't play any other role besides, like, mid or carry to save my life. Like, if I get stuck with support, it's an instant loss. I'd feed so hard.
This is something I've been wanting for a while, so I'm kind of excited about this.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I think it'll help.
We'll see.
I like it.
I played, like, League back in, like, the way old days when they had roll queue, and it was nice. So hopefully it'll be similar.
All right. So speaking of ranked, ranked will be a soft reset in 6.1. TP gained has been increased, allowing players to progress through ranks at a more rapid pace to match the reduced split length. So yeah, they will be a little shorter, roughly 2 months each. The first rank split will end the first day of patch 6.25, which is 2 months. Rewards will no longer be given out based on rank or God leaderboard rank. Players can still earn a skin and loading frame by winning 75 games and 150 games throughout all of Season 6. Players will now earn a winner's chest for each split for 15 wins in ranked, and players will now earn 50 gems each split for 75 wins in ranked.
That's cool. I didn't hear that part. Maybe they weren't specific about it on the show.
Yeah, so a lot of changes here coming to rank with Season 6. Everybody's also starting off in bronze. There's no more qualifying, right?
Thank God, because that was just so unmotivating. I was like, ugh, I don't even want to.
It says they don't start till, like, the second split, right? 6.5. What they're saying.
Yeah, and I specifically remember when there was like a time when there was no qualifier. Like, you had to grind through bronze. It's all like flashbacks coming back at me now.
Yeah. So.
It's just always weird doing qualies too, because then you get stuck in some like Diamond Grandmaster game, and everyone's like, "Dude, you freaking suck," and I'm like, I don't belong here.
It's not my fault.
It's like, yes, I do. I don't belong here. I don't know why I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I play at a gold plat level. This is way above me. This is not my pay grade.
I'm not sure I want to jump right into ranked like soon as it opens up because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be, all those grandmasters are going to be like trying to get the hell out of there quick. Like I might give them a week or two to do that.
I'm giving them a week. That's what I've determined. They have
All
one
right, so-
week to get themselves out of bronze so that I can, go in not fighting tons of masters that are trying to get out of bronze.
Oh. Well, yeah, here it is. If I would have just read down farther. So future rank changes, tentatively scheduled for 6.5, will be, that's when there will no longer be qualifying games and everyone will start in bronze. And it will also show the MMR in the UI and MMR-based leaderboards. So we still have to qualify for the spring split, looks like.
I'm kind of interested in the MMR, showing the MMR. That's like, in game dev, it's just like one of the most controversial thing. Like, you should definitely never show your MMR. That's like, you have to keep it a secret because if players start knowing, they're like, oh man, like, I'm really low, and just kind of demoralizes players sometimes when they see their MMR. So I'm really surprised that Titan Forge actually chose the approach to like show the MMR.
I don't understand what the difference is personally between like, oh, I'm a 66 TP bronze 4 and a bronze 4 with 1600 MMR. I don't really understand the difference personally.
I don't know. All I know is in the ranked games I've been playing lately, I'm like, I'm stuck in silver, and this gold one or platinum guy that I'm, grouped up with doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. How am I in silver? How the fuck are they in gold and plat? That's what I want to know. Because I'm like, I know I'm not the greatest. I got a good mind, but my fingers and hand-eye coordination, is starting to thin out as I get older here, I mean, I'm like halfway to 80 or something. And, yeah, I mean, it's just, they ain't what they used to be, but I'm just like, come on, like, you're like so many tiers ahead of me. You should know what you're doing by now. You should not be doing that. I know that. I knew that when I was in hard bronze, too. So, I don't know.
Kind of amazes me how far some people get not knowing how to do certain things and like how to play basic parts of the game.
Oh, well, this stinks. All right. So they removed the team badges, so that system's gone. So there it is for that. Before we move on here to the new design features, we're going to go ahead and let Beagle bow out as she has to get rolling here. So Beagle, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you out there in the social media world a while.
You can find me on Twitter at Beagle_Girl27, or you can hit me up on PlayStation at Beagle_Girl2780. Send me a message. Let me know you're from the podcast. And if I don't play with you ever, it's just because I suck. That's all.
Go on now, get.
Yeah, go on now.
All right. Goodbye, feeders.
Time for the adults to talk.
Bye-bye.
Whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Peace out, nerds.
Kill bounty adjustments. So, increasing the gold and experience adjustments for players killing a player that is a different level. New formulas only apply to players killing higher level targets. Do we need to go through these metrics? Or can we just say, yes, that's updated?
Yeah,
I feel like
Let's skip it.
Yeah.
It's higher level than you get more shit for it. Congratulations. Like,
yes.
It's anti-snowball, basically. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of parentheses and brackets. Figure it out.
Numbers, stats.
To all you kids that say you don't need math after school, here's proof that you do.
Just wait for Flair to put out his season 6, The Word of Thoth or something.
Yeah, there you go.
He does the entire math stuff. It's the greatest piece of Smite literature you can read.
All right. So I did not get to watch this part of the patch notes. So who did? The new objective, Totem of Ku.
Oh, I did. The Totem of Ku is basically... I can't remember if they said it's going to have 300 or 750 health. I think they said it's going to be 300.
Yeah.
If you have the stats up, it does tell you all that right here. I figured someone that might have watched it could read and talk
Well,
about
they
what
had
they
said
see.
both at one point. So
It goes
basically
up,
what you
yeah.
do is it's a non-hostile, neutral position between the lane, right behind Fire Giant, at an equal distance between the two solo lane towers. And what you do is you go hit it and a bar fills up. The first one on either side to fill that bar completely, you get a buff, and your team gets 25 gold, each member, and your towers get an empowered area where if you walk into your tower, you get a 5% movement speed and 25 MP5 buff, and it lasts 10 seconds when you leave the tower. So, I don't know how much this is going to do, to be fair. I don't really...
I mean, as a mid main, I kind of like the way it sounds.
It sounds like it's going to be really nice for the gold and the MP5. The movement speed is going to be like kind of hey or nay, because 5% is not terribly much, and especially if you already have boots, that 5% is going to be reduced, and blah, blah, blah. But I think you can get it, I think they said you can get it maybe 10 times before it disappears at 15 minutes. Around that many times is a good... Actually, they said nobody had managed to get it 10 times, but it's possible in their play testing. So maybe 250, maybe a little less gold to one team if they specifically take it the whole game. So, I mean, that's cool to give 250 gold to each person. That's 1,250 gold you're ahead for as a team. That's pretty much it. It's got base protections and stuff like that. Health increases by 250 every time it's taken. And it respawns a minute after it's taken.
Doesn't seem like it's terribly a lot of health on it, 300 health the first time, but...
Yeah, basically they just said they didn't want to make solo lane that same snowbally bullcrap it was when there was the mini camp at solo.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, solo lane's kind of like my secondary home, but I've really been playing support mostly, so I'm like, I played solo lane for the first time yesterday in a long time, and it was just like, okay, I am rusty, and that didn't go well. But I don't know. It seems interesting. You definitely need something else to do over there.
So it spawns at 1 minute. Where are you at in your jungle rotation at 1 minute? Are you already done blue buff?
More than likely. Actually, no. I'm probably either finishing blue or at mid camps. I guess it depends on your clear, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works out with that early jungle rotation, and
it might be worth
2-on-2 over there rather early now.
It might be worth going. Actually, if you do the new suggested best route, I will be on my back camps or mid camps, because blue is actually the second thing you do.
See, and here I've been hearing strats about like dual lane and solo lane switching sides and stuff, so that objective is easier to kill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Strats. A lot of strats coming out. We'll see what the meta builds into. That's the real quick. Like, it's just
Hunters take
holds
teleport, right, and go to solo lane and start, and then teleport to left. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that.
I was kind of blah about
relic.
Season 6 until it was finally patched and all these notes came out. Now I'm excited for it, but it's kind of been a weird build-up to Season 6 this year.
Well,
yeah, it's because the HRX was like not like Season 6 didn't come out right after HRX ended. It was like we had like what 2 months,
2 months extra basically of waiting.
Yeah, so it's just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing with this time? Like, this is weird.
Time.
Exactly. So like, hopefully next time around, like we'll see like Season 7 like as soon as HRX ends, because this downtime was really like not happy.
It was just kind of awkward because you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah, there's no point in continuing to learn Season 5 because Season 6 is going to change so much.
And then you know, you already saw Worlds and you're like, all right, well that's
exactly,
that's done. So there's no like I don't know. There's just it's just like keeping your mechanics. That's about it.
Right, and none of the amateur stuff is like the SL qualifiers, the SML stuff, like the combine, like they're all gonna be played on season 6. So like, what's the point of keep playing in season 5 at this point? Like, it's gonna be played on season 6. So it's just like, man, this awkward downtime is not fun.
It wasn't optimal. It was kind of weird. I know I took a break during that time just because I was like, I don't really know what else to do.
Yeah. But speaking of awkward downtime, there will be less of that at the beginning of a conquest match, as minions now spawn at 1 minute after the game starts, down from a minute 30.
God, I love that.
So they changed it back.
Yes, I'm so happy about that because, man, it just got awkward sitting in the fucking camp for like 45 seconds. And sometimes I would miss the spawn just because I'm like, distracted because I'm like, I got forever. I'll check my phone, and then guys like, God damn it, Dan, and I'm like, oh shit.
I'm throwing banana peels against the wall at Rajan. I mean, giggling.
Ah, you kids. All right, so I totally missed what they're doing with the Gold Fury. So who's got this?
I got it. So basically, Gold Fury will have 3 total forms: the Gold Fury itself, the Primal Fury, and the Oni Fury. The Oni Fury is a minion buff, actually, and it increases the damage they do. They have extra health and extra protections, and that will go for 1 wave. And it's all 3 lanes. So one wave in all 3 lanes will be super powerful, but not quite as powerful as fire minions. But it does stack with fire minions. So if you have fire minions and you get the Oni Fury, you got the superest of super minions. The Primal Fury provides a stacking 5% increased damage buff to jungle camps and bosses, and it stacks up to 3 times. So if you kill the Primal Fury 3 times, you now have a 15% increased damage total to all jungle camps and Fire Giant, and the other Gold Furies, and Pyromancer, and stuff like that. The Primal and Oni Fury give a little bit less gold. They decrease the reward from 150 to 115, and the gold per minute from 6 to 5, and the XP is consistent with all 3. And they added a visual effect on top of the Oracle's side of Gold Fury with little pots, and when your team gets the Oni Fury, or the Primal Fury, sorry, one of the little pots will light up, so you can tell how many each side has. And they also said that once you kill the Gold Fury, it will always show what Gold Fury is coming next, what style, so you can prepare for that. So say, you're trying to push base, but in 30 seconds an Oni Fury is going to spawn. You guys can push up 2 lanes and then go get the Oni Fury, and you now have 2 super boosted lanes, and whichever one they don't defend, boom, you push the other one. Easy, And if they defend one, they have to send someone else to defend the other, because there's going to be super powered minions going into the tower or into the Phoenix in the other one.
Mm-hmm. Super powered.
Super power.
So now I'm seeing the connection. I think we're finally seeing a connection from Clash to Conquest now with all the transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Slowly. Like, how Clash was supposed to be meant for learning how Conquest, no one agreed with it. Then finally, like, when we see stuff like different stages and stuff like that, that kind of makes sense for Clash right now. So I could see where Clash is going to start teaching Conquest as long as it, like, focuses on a few more things about Conquest.
So what I think I like most about this is just how it keeps the objective in play for the whole game.
Yeah.
It seems like there's almost always something to get out of it.
1 or 2 of them is like the Primal Fury is kind of more of a mid to late, but the Oni Fury is definitely super helpful late game.
But even if it's not up late game, you got to cycle through the other ones to get to it, so it still gives...
Well, it's actually random. It's random between them, but it does not repeat the same in a row. It doesn't repeat,
but it chooses from the other 2.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like tag, not it. No tag backs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good move. I'm intrigued. Definitely intrigued.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be really cool. It'll add a lot more contention to the Gold Fury too. It'll make it a lot stronger of an objective.
Ugh.
And
Do we
overall,
have
I
a
think
game
there'll
this
be a
week
lot
where we
better fights over it.
Do we have a game this week where there wasn't a Gold Fury until like after 20 minutes in?
I think we had a game where basically nobody killed the Gold Fury, pretty much.
I think they got it once. I'm like, is that the first Gold Fury?
Yeah,
Like,
I think we had one that was like 25 minutes in, or somebody took the Gold Fury.
What the hell? Like, that just now dropped for the first time? What the hell is going on with this game?
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those weird games where we were losing, so we really couldn't group up to get it. And they just didn't feel like objectives were necessary.
Yeah. But anyway, the Pyromancer, a torch is now visible above the Pyromancer that becomes lit to indicate that the buff is active and which team currently has obtained its buff.
Yo, this Pyromancer is lit.
Oh,
Hey.
I get it. All right, so the Fire Giant getting some action here as well. So
yeah, magma pools
Fire
are back.
Giant, yep. Enhance will now use the Magma Pools abilities. There will be a 1-second warning deployable under each god in the area. After the warning, the area will become damaging magma. Current rotation is 2 basic attacks Rift, 2 basic attacks Fury, 2 basic attack Flames. This line happens once. 2 basic attacks Rift, 2 basic attacks Fury. This line loops. New rotation, 2 basic attacks Rift, 2 basic attacks Fury, 2 basic attack Flames. This stays the same and occurs once. 1 basic attack Pools, 1 basic attack Rift, 1 basic attack Fury. This line loops. So, enhanced Fire Giant base health increased from 6,000 to 7,000. Enhanced Fire Giant base protections increased from 90 to 50 to 120 to 75. And the enhanced Fire Giant base power increased from 130/0 to 150/20. Made him a little more beefy.
Yeah, I like the base protections increased. That's nice. It's nice when you go up there and steal that Fire Giant and it actually means something when you're defending.
Yeah, I think they pretty much had to with the Oni Gold Fury coming.
Yeah. I mean, like, back in the old days, it was just like support, grab hog, and if they start Fire Giant, your attempt is to just steal it. Like, now it's just like turned to a lot more fights for trying to steal it, or a lot more engaging around Gold Fury and Fire Giant stuff to just try and steal objectives, which is really nice.
As I like to call it, the dance. Are we going to dance here? We going to dance for this, see who can win it?
Yeah, right. All right. I like to just go in and get it.
Yeah. Go right on in.
Let's see what happens. Let's do
Giddy
it.
up.
Yeah,
Right,
guy
then,
doesn't
this
like
is-
to do the dance.
Yeah, I'm not much on dancing around and dying. Every time we
See, that
dance,
one time
every
we-
time we dance, we seem like we all just sort of keep spreading out slowly but surely. Everybody keeps spreading out farther and farther, and somebody
Do
gets
my
picked.
favorite
And
dance. Do my favorite dance that we were doing, and see, when you dance, you got to make sure you have wards up. And we had warded, and I'm like, I was playing Ares, and all, like, 4 or 5 of them were all just stacked on the other side of the wall, trying to hide behind the wall and wait for us to start it. And we're all like, are they all just standing there? I'm like, okay, I'm going to blink and ult them all. Yeah, that was fun. Worked out rather well. But Dan, this looks like to be your part of changes here as well. Jungle Chongas.
Jungle Chongas. They didn't tell me about that new camp. Basically,
I'm sorry, that's changes. Got it, sorry.
Yeah.
Getting old.
Basically, they made all the camps slightly stronger, a little more health, a little more protections, and they added base magical protections because they didn't have them before. It was just because basically late game, it was someone throws an ability, the camp dies, and they wanted a little more contention over the mini objectives late game, basically. You know, in pro games, you see them treating red buff like it's almost like another Gold Fury, because people would be constantly trying to invade it and defend it, and they just want to make that a little more satisfying and a little more interesting, instead of, damn it, Ross stepped in and threw his one, and now it's dead.
Right. So,
so overall, lower base health, but increase the health per level by a significant chunk.
Right.
So what do you
And some magic
What do you think about all these changes, Jithins? I mean, you run like a lot of tournaments and a lot of tournaments.
Usually what I do is like, it's always interesting because I get a lot of SML players in my tournaments, so this is like where they experiment with new stuff. So I'm kind of excited to see how they experiment with all this. One thing I'm kind of like, I'm expecting at least one or two teams to try is like Gold Fury right at the start of the game or something like that. Like as soon as it spawns, like it just seems like, all right, that would be useful. Like I'm definitely expecting at least like a few teams to at least like swap lanes and just force the other team to swap as well, just so the totem becomes a more of a more viable option to kill and stuff like that. So that's gonna be interesting. Like, so I'm kind of interested mostly in just seeing if they'll swap roles, because I think that's gonna be like it. Because solo lane is supposed to be that boring lane, and I think duo will get a lot more out of it.
I feel like
Woman?
with no. Let's not bring that up. I feel like with all these changes and stuff like that, if warriors and maybe possibly guardians still stay in the solo lane, I feel like they're going to build a lot more hybrid in the beginning just to try and contest that totem. Because otherwise, 300 damage is kind of a lot at that point for a warrior that's building full defense. And then it, scales up 250 each time. That's going to take a while for them to take down. I feel like it's going to be too slow unless the jungler is the one that ends up doing it.
So if you could,
I'm really interested in this.
So if you could take it 10 times, it would be 2,800 health. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. I don't maths right when I'm distracted by other things like.
Technically, I guess if you got it like the second it came up every time, you could get it like 13 times-ish maybe, but you would have to literally be there every single time the second it comes up and basically kill it immediately. So I think 10 is pretty much the max. Because it's technically there for 14 or 15 minutes. I say 14 because it spawns at 1 and ends at 15.
Alright. Well, I think I'm going to call our 6.1 exploratory mission here over for this part of the podcast. And we'll move on and we'll come back to some more of that here as we go on into the future. Because definitely want to talk about our session of progression this week, because dwarves are awesome. And I know we got some questions we definitely want to be talking to Jithins about after that fact. So this week, our session of progression, if you haven't guessed it already, is on Fafnir, Lord of the Glittering Gold. So, if Yuki was here, he would give you some lore on Fafnir, but, well, he's not here, so I don't know if he's
here. Let me Google
real
quick. Let me Google real quick. I got it.
Oh,
Let me Google
Jithins wants this? Alright, high five.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what ye old Googling Jithins comes up with.
Alright. Good old Wikipedia. Classic.
I like it.
Well, never mind. I can't say half these names, so you guys can take it.
That's usually what happens to me when I try to look up lore. I'm like, huh? Is that a word or a name? I don't know. I'm out of here.
Why is there an HRE? Like, how am I supposed to say that? There's an H in front of it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And like, alright. You guys got the lore.
Yep. So insert Yuki
isn't
lore here.
Isn't there a lore tab on the Smite page? Maybe.
Oh, there is. No, we'll let Yuki record that, and I'll plug it in.
Okay, we'll do that.
And if he doesn't, well then
we'll make him do
sorry
some work.
people.
Sorry, people, no
Missed
lore. Just make up your own.
Make up your own. I found him in a pot of gold and said, "Hey, you're pretty cool," and now he's a god.
Hey, wasn't this guy in The Hobbit? Oh.
No, not Gimli.
No.
Come on.
And it's not Smaug either.
No. It's like Smaug and Gimli had a child.
Smogly.
Smoothly.
Well, anyway, let's read through his abilities here real quick. And
Wait, that should be a fucking skin.
I know, but you know,
Copyright.
Are they sharing their copyrights like that?
I don't know, but they should, because that would be awesome. Fucking
yeah, that went pretty well with DC.
yeah, it did, definitely. I was so mad about that too. Oh my god, I have a whole I fucking bought all the gems for it. I didn't get to play it that night because I had to wait till Dad got home or something to do it. And I woke up the next morning super excited to play my new skin, and it was gone. And I'm like, you're joking.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, that I felt bad.
Oh my god.
But
so
you got a
mad.
nice Chrono skin out of it with the gem refund.
Yeah, whatever. I'm still mad. The Scorpion Ravon was still way cooler.
Yeah.
Although now I can tell people they deserve a beer, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go.
You deserve a beer.
Fafnir's abilities here, I'll read through them real quick. Because, you know, Dan's been doing a lot of work here tonight, so I'll kind of give him some slack.
Oh, whew. Get to breathe.
Passive. Endless Greed. Fafnir gains 2 bonus gold from all enemy kills and assists, including minions. He also gains protections based on the amount of gold he is currently holding. The bonuses gained from this ability are capped at 1,000 gold in hand. Bonus protections up to 20 magical and physical protections. Cursed Strength is 1. Fafnir hurls his hammer, dealing damage to enemies in its path. If he hits a god, the hammer stops short and stuns them. The stun god also radiates out a cursed pulse, slowing them and nearby enemies by 20% for 3 seconds. In dragon form, this ability deals increased damage that ticks 3 times over 3 seconds. Also, the cursed pulse shreds protections in addition to slowing. The damage is 80, scaling up to 260 plus 50% of your magical power, stun 1 to 1.4 seconds. Dragon damage per tick is 50 to 130 plus 25% of your magical power, and the protection debuff is 20%. His 2, Coerce. Fafnir coerces his allies into fighting harder. You know, get to work, right? Boosting attack speed for 5 seconds and healing himself. While Coerce is active, Fafnir deals bonus magic damage whenever the affected ally damages an enemy. Yeah, I almost went down that road. In dragon form, this ability has a larger area of effect and can buff multiple allies. Attack speed buff is 15 to 35%, bonus damage 5 to 25%, and the self-heal 50 to 130 plus 30% of your magical power. Underhanded Tactics is 3. Fafnir leaps to a target location and executes a despicable strike. Well, it's despicable. Dealing damage and disarming enemies in front of him for 2 seconds. In dragon form, Fafnir can leap much further. Also, this ability deals increased damage that ticks 3 times over 3 seconds, and Fafnir stuns the enemy guide closest to him for 2 seconds, in addition to disarming. Damage 80 to 240 plus 60%. Dragon damage per tick 40 to 120 plus 30%. His ult, Draconic Corruption. So, if you haven't figured it out by now, Fafnir transforms into a terrifying dragon and is untargetable during the process. When he emerges in dragon form, nearby enemies are poisoned, taking damage 3 times over 3 seconds. He remains in this form for a duration or until the ability is activated again. As a dragon, his abilities have additional effects, and his basic attack changes to a Dragon Breath that deals damage 3 times per second. Dragon Breath cannot proc item hit effects. Damage per tick 80 to 160 plus 40% of your magical power. Duration 20 to 40 seconds. And Dragon Breath damage 20 to 40% plus 10% of your magical power.
Change Fafnir to a mage and give him telekines in dragon form. What?
Bam. Oh boy.
So anyway, Dan, let's be serious here. We're talking about a support player here. We're not talking about your all-out damage in a clash match.
Well.
Yes. No. We already talked about that on another episode. You had your moment in the sun. Now we're going to let Jithins tell us a little bit about how to play a support Fafnir.
So you see, I like to grab the hammer first and just like start clearing away with it. Then it's pretty easy. I think a lot of people like forget that you can. His 3 kind of does that weird silent stuff. So I think I always have fun engaging with Fafnir. Just go right in, get some slows in, and just ult. And they just have really nothing much to do. Build wise, like just build like I don't know, like a Mimir where. Alright, he's tanky, but he also does damage in that dragon form, so like, that breath does quite a bit, like Cerberus's breath. So, be sure to like, farm as much as you can, with those kills.
So, ability-wise here, you like to start off with the 1, how do you go out from there? Do you go, 1,
from
2,
there,
3, or 1, 3, 2?
1, 3, 2, because the 2 is like that little boost for ADC, and I don't think it's quite needed, early game, in my opinion. So like, I like to grab that 3 because I can just go right in, hammer, get them a stun. Usually I always go like rank 2 horrific, because of that, lower damage and that slow, so the opposing team always has a hard time, fighting, or if they try to run away, they can't ever catch up. So, and the slow from the dragon and stuff, slow from the Fafnir hammer and stuff, really just adds on, so whenever someone tries to escape, it's just like, you can just melt them down with your ADC. So it's not really, you don't really need a 2 to start off with.
I love it, dude. You're just like me. You just like hit them with your slow, go in there, turn in dragon, and fucking kill them all. That's how you do it.
How do I support? By giving you free kills, whether you participate or not.
So the very first time I played this game, I played a Fafnir and ran out to lane, and Dan didn't tell me what to do other than where to go. I died rather quickly, of course. I'm thinking, like Dungeons and Dragons, EverQuest or WoW. I have no idea what a MOBA is at this point. It was bad, but but I mean, you're right. I mean, it is a good combo. Hitting that 1 and getting that stun with that out and the slow off the pulse. Does make them easier targets for everything else. I will recommend with his 3 to take some time in jungle practice because it's kind of got a wonky landing targeter. I don't know. It's something that maybe
I feel
I'm just
like every
old,
time
but
I feel like every time I use it, it lands short.
Yeah, I just like it feels like they would have been in the cone, but they didn't get disarmed. And I've gotten better with it, as time's gone on. But I know when I first started with them, I missed that thing consistently, so I would highly recommend if you're thinking, trying Fafnir out, hop into jungle practice, and you see that running Odin bot, just try to catch him every time.
Yeah, personally
make sure you got that right.
I personally love any guy with a disarm. It's just so annoying.
Disarms are super fun, especially when you see someone like with a stim pop their stim, and you're just like, boom, nope.
It's always a fun counter against like AMC and Artemis and stuff like that. They're just like, man, I really got nothing to do. I guess I better just sit there and wait. Yeah, let me just sit here and wait and just like not do anything because I never know what to do when a disarm comes through. Like, it's the funniest thing when watching players get disarmed. They're like, I'm totally lost. This has never happened to me before. What do I do?
I have lost my path in life. What is happening?
Oh, it's back. Oh, wait, it's gone again. Shit, I'm stunned. What? Okay, I'm disarmed again. Shit, what the hell?
Oh, great. He's a dragon. I'm dead. Great.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing is, with him, is his passive's pretty strong. I do like his passive, and there's a lot of game modes where, I go in and I'm like, normally I'll buy out all potions in the game, but sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I'll save a little bit of that gold, and get up a little extra protections in there and so forth. But still, you need to spend your gold too at the same time.
I think you could use more protections for that gold. Personally, I think it's 20 protections really isn't all that much.
I think it's more of an early game thing, and
it's definitely an early game, yeah. But in late game, really, it's not much.
Maybe it should scale up at a certain point, maybe. I don't know. But, if you play him full damage... Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah.
So, support-wise, build-wise, is there anything that he brings to the table that you want to do differently as a support build outside of the core items there that you're you're building these days? You know, your Guardian's Blessings and Auras and stuff like that. Is there anything that, you know, screams Fafnir?
Weirdly enough, if I'm really like playing DPS Fafnir, Spear of the Magus really pops out to me because I'm always gonna try and high CD and Spear of the Magus is the way to go if you're going for DPS Fafnir, just because in Dragon Breath and Dragon Form and stuff, like he just spams so many abilities as soon as he ults and stuff like that, so it's just fun for me to grab Spear. Soul Reaver is always a fun one. It just chunks them like that, and of course Gauntlet of Thieves. That's just like, hey, Fafnir just whenever you see Fafnir, it's like he has a lot of health, and that's kind of what he is. He has a lot of health, and he is fairly tanky. And in Dragon Form, he can put out a lot of DPS that people just underestimate. So don't be afraid to build like one or two little bit of damage item. So I always enjoy that.
I think Stone of Binding would be pretty solid on him because he's got a lot of CC built into the kit, so that's a lot of extra pen for everybody there too.
And I like the way they're changing that item, but we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Disregard all the items we've talked about over the last few months. They're all different now. But that's what we love about Smite. It's always growing, right?
Gotta keep the meta moving.
Gotta keep it moving. But, you know, I don't know. So how do we defend against a Fafnir? So he's up in the other lane there, Jithins. What are you thinking that you're doing to prevent him from winning the day?
To be honest, his stuff is fairly easy to dodge. Just get out his radius when he's transforming. You like I said, a lot of people underestimate what it does. Other than that, I mean, if you have some sort of cripple or something where he can't jump, that's a huge part of his kit. That's how he engages. He has that D's transform, so he's really easy to pick off. And any hard CC pretty much does it for him. I mean, he really can't do much because almost all the time, you're kind of stuck engaging with your 3 rather than getting out. So it's just going to be like, man, he got stunned. He can't do much. As long as he can get out that DPS in Dragon Form, he's fairly easy to pick out.
Yeah. The other thing is when he's transforming back into a dwarf, he is vulnerable at that point. He's invulnerable when going from dwarf to dragon, but the other way, not so much. So, you know, keep an eye out, you know, on your time. Like, you know, if that's wearing down, be ready because he's going to be stuck in one spot for a moment.
Yeah, it's always like, I don't know. It's always dissatisfying for me when I play Fafnir and I'm like, man, I just did so much good shit. This is great. The fight's still going. Oh shit, I'm detransforming and now I'm dead.
Gotta keep on that timer. That's the trick.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes when you lose track of it, it's really disconcerting.
So, Dan, if you're going full mage build with him here, I mean, Jithins already said, you know, obviously Spear Magus is a big one. What are thoughts for you on building him as a damage guy?
I just go like... yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, just grab Soul Reaver and Spear, and that's about pretty much all you need, and just build health items, because, like, he just shreds with it. He's just naturally, like, a huge DPS-y Guardian, so just... I think those 2 items and just any protection strats like Voidstone will do it, and that's about all he needs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I go for like Voidstone, Soul Reaver, Spear, the E-Staff, and then Gem of Iso.
Solid. Yeah, like, I do like the
sick,
slows. Those are always
unkillable, fun. Do plenty of damage. So much fun.
Not getting away from you. Mm-hmm.
And with all his abilities, he gets extra with his ult. He's got slows on his kit, and then you're adding slows on. Oh, it's just great. He's so much fun. I still want to talk about my stupid Clash game.
You did talk about that.
I know, but it was so much fun.
So skin-wise here, boy, I'm like, talk about guys that don't have a lot of skins. Good old Fafnir doesn't have too much down here. Yeah, he's got the standard, he's got the recolor, and he's got his masteries, and outside he's got 3 skins.
Mm-hmm. Use that Smoggly.
Telling you, Smoggly is the next one.
Ooh. It's gonna be removed in like half a day.
But that'll be the best half a day ever.
Normally, to me, this is one of my most important questions: is which is his best skin? But man, there's not much to choose from here. So, what do you say, Jithins?
Oh man, I have to go look at the skins. Give me like a hot second. Pot of gold.
Pot of gold.
Pot of gold, Griffin Dwarf, and Dreadlord.
Griffin Dwarf's a good one.
Pot of gold. You just gotta admire it. They're just like
I like Pot of Gold because I think
wolves.
his dragon form looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But
you gotta grab
think
it for the
Griffin
wolves.
Dwarf is my favorite.
I think I have the Dreadlord. I like that, and it's not bad. He's kind of got that abyssal feel to it.
Yeah, I don't have any of the cool skins for him. I just have his recolor. So yep, that's me.
It's me.
Poor Dan.
All right, Guy. Well,
Poor Dan.
With no Beagle here, you're going to be in charge of leading off our questions and so forth.
All right.
So, why don't you have at it here?
Let's start off with some community questions. We got Skill Shot Avi. She says, if you get a working spectator mode, will you make your bed? That didn't take long to get to a bed question.
Man, yeah, it really didn't take them long to hit the bed question. It's a good question. What depends on how fixed we're talking about here. Are we getting a sink button back? It's been more than a year. Come on. It's been more than a year.
I don't think you have anything to worry about. I don't think your bed's getting made.
I'm an adult. I don't need to make my bed. What is this?
Right.
I'm saying.
If they can get me a working sync button, and where I can control the camera for everyone in my party, I will start fixing my bed. That's it. That's my conditions.
There you go. Those are the conditions.
So
Take that.
I'm gonna come with
Titan
a
Forge.
follow-up question on that. Where did Jithins' bed come from here?
So, man, this is when I was streaming on Paladin's game. And essentially because my camera points to my bed as well. And they're like, your bed's not made. And they just went on a whole tangent about my bed not being made. And the chat kind of like bandwagoned on it. Someone ended up making a Twitter account about my bed. Yeah, and they've been tweeting it every time I go live. Like, look at Jithins' unmade bed again. Oh, so yeah, that's a thing now.
It is so great, the things that just catch on, isn't it?
It's weird.
Do you think like this is going to catch on? Nope.
No. Well, no.
That never catches on. It's always they latched onto that? Like, really?
Yeah, like, I'm used to having the blame Jithins go off, because, like, I do a lot of production stuff in the community, like, amateur stuff, like I did a lot of the collegiate broadcast for tournaments. I do a lot of the community tournament ones, like AVGL ones when these are still going on. So, like, whenever something goes wrong, it's always my fault. So, like, you could, like, the chat would always type in blame Jithins. It's always that I got used to. And then someone started complaining about my bed. I'm like, this is taking a turn for the weird.
I mean, we're doing this podcast because, I don't know, the Defend Middle Lane podcast was around for a while. And when they went to more of a not Smite centered anymore, that's when we kind of stepped up. But one of the things that was really weird for them was the whole milk debate. Whether it was because the guys up in Canada get bagged milk, and down here in the States, we get jugs of milk or cartons of milk. And so it's the great debate of which is better, which is obviously jugs. But
right.
That meme is still going on strong today, they haven't been doing,
I will settle this. I will settle this. I lived in India. We get our milk right from the cow, so that's the best way to get your milk.
Yeah, honestly, that is what everyone agrees that is the best. But past that, it's definitely jugs over bags.
Yeah,
I don't get how bags are more.
How can you pour with the bag? Yeah, it doesn't feel right to pour with the bag.
Cut the corner off. You put the whole bag in a milk picture, and then you roll the bag up, and there's a milk clip. I'm like.
That's so much more work.
Yes,
that is really a lot
more
of work.
Wait, I'm pretty sure Micro Manatee put out a milk tier list today.
Yes, he did. And it was definitely full of fake news.
It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. See now that damn thing's. I didn't know. All right, Moving on. Moving on.
Our next one we have is from Dizzy Tiger Rar. It says, questions for Jithins. Do you miss me?
Of course. It's been a while. It's been a long time. He used to cast stuff for me in community tournaments, and yeah, good times.
He's one of our community members. He's been writing a book, so I'm waiting for him to get done with it, and I'm ready to read it.
Yeah, he does a lot of content writing now as well, so that's really nice of him.
And that's awesome, because it's something I've always wanted to do, but just never quite was able to put it together in a fashion that it made anything nice. I can dungeon master, but to get the stories from my head onto a book format, yeah, no, it just doesn't go that way.
All right, we got Shawnee Boo. He says, why are you such a bad high-res employee, Jithins?
Oh, that's the other joke. People assume I work for high-res. Oh, let me tell you, I do not work for high-res. I get the randomest...
No, you work for Titan Forge now, right?
Who knows? Essentially, I just get... I have to put out my monthly reminder that I don't work for high-res, because, I get the randomest DMs sometimes. It's just, one time I just got this Twitter DMs, fix your, shitty game. I'm like, bro, it's not even my game. I don't even work at high-res. What do you mean, fix my game?
Fix your shitty game, Jithins. God damn it.
Then I got... So, one time I didn't have enough teams for a tournament, and I said I have to cancel it, because the rules state that you need 8 teams in order to get funding, and I had to cancel it. And one of the players were complaining, okay, if you're going to cancel tournaments, then fix ranked. I'm like, what? You do realize, again, that I do not work for high-res, right? It's some random stuff. I'm a bad high-res employee because I can't control fixing it.
Oh my god, okay, we're going to go on to Bryce. He's pretty much the same question.
Oh,
I don't even know. He's like, how do I fix
Smite?
I tried downloading some more RAM and it's not working.
Yeah, these are all people I know, so they know they're gonna put in the troll questions. And anyone that knows me are gonna put in the troll questions. So I'm usually just an open book, so if they have any questions, they can just DM it directly to me and they'll answer it. So it's nothing new.
I'm super excited for the last one.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah, Skillshot Alvi coming back in here with a follow-up question.
We have Nicholas Bosch, or he has another...
Wait, I missed one.
He has another bed question for you. Why don't you make your bed? We done answered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Skillshot.
He doesn't make his bed because he can't fix his game. That's why.
Because Spectator knows
Give me a fix Spectator.
He's too busy fixing Spectator. Yeah.
Okay, we got Skillshot obviously. He said, yeah, I would also like to know why he's such a bad high-res employee. Why can't he fix the servers and make Spectator work?
It's a life of a game dev, programming. You fix 3 things and you break 75. It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah,
it's like the frog getting out of the well. You just never do.
Exactly.
And we got one more that we ask all our guests. It's from Uncle Phoenix. And he wants to know if you're going to come on to the karaoke episode.
No, I do not sing. I would say
that's a hard yes. Gotcha.
That's that. You have to get me pretty drunk for that. We'll partner you up with
Dan then.
Wow.
You have to get me pretty drunk for that.
Same.
There's a reason when Dan said I feel like and I said woman earlier because that's one of his horrible karaoke moments. I got that on tape somewhere. Somewhere. I do. I bet. I bet I could find
If that ever gets released, I'm never coming on this podcast again.
Whoa.
I gotta do some digging now.
Hey,
Go
if
ahead.
you want down a
Tempt
host,
me, boy.
that's up to
Tempt
you.
me.
But I'm deleting the Twitter. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, Lord. So I got a question for you. What got you into hosting tournaments?
What?
What got you into hosting tournaments?
What got me into it? So essentially, this was years ago. I feel old. I'm only supposed to be 20. So pretty much I tried to play, go semi-pro. Sorry, my push-to-talk stopped working. how much of that did you guys hear?
Not much.
I
Nothing.
didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Oh, like
So-
I was just like flipping back to check Discord. I'm like, is he talking and I just don't hear it, or what?
Yeah,
I was
yeah. I
wondering
guess,
too.
guess it just broke. So essentially, I tried to go like semi-pro. Like, you know, I wanted to go into combine, compete in that. Like, I was pretty decent at Smite back then. I was like in diamond. I could definitely hit like masters if that was out back then. And I really did end up grinding, but my team just ended up disbanding. And the community tournaments I keep participating in, they're like, we need more help. And I just offered to admin a few tournaments and somehow ended up running that entire company somehow. So then eventually the owners were like, man, they really don't want to run this anymore. So they're like, we're just shutting this down. I'm like, all right, whatever. And yeah, I just started hosting my own on my own, under my own org. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's mostly because like what I see with Smite and Hi-Res Game is they lack talents, that they can find, like casters, production, admins. It's just like, there's no middle ground. So right now there's no middle ground. So it's really hard for anyone to justify getting into casting and stuff like that. There's no paid position. Like, if you look at other games, they have like community stuff that pays them to cast, whereas Smite used to have tier monster, now you don't. So it's kind of in an odd position. But to anyone that is still like interested in casting and stuff like that, like I go out of my way to teach them how to cast and stuff like that. And for the players, it's just a really good opportunity to get practice for going pro and stuff. Like, one of my best examples will always be Paul. He started his career pretty much competing in community tournaments, 3v3 tournament just for fun, with his friends, and they just like, hey, I could probably go pro with this. And like with his other friends, he just played 5v5s and just pretty much went pro. And he said, look at him now, he's an SK now.
Hell yeah.
And he's coming back on the podcast soon,
Yes,
isn't
he
he,
is.
guy?
In a couple weeks, he'll be back for a second
High
time.
five. So
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think, what you're doing with the tournaments is pretty cool. And it's something that, I'm like, I think guy was like, all right, who wants to, do this next week with me? I'm like, I should just say yes, and, have at it. But yeah,
Can't get none of them talked into it. I'm like, come on, man. Somebody's got to join for this 2v2 tournament.
If I'm around, I'll do
Nope.
it, I'll do it, but
yeah.
The 2v2 tournaments are just for fun, and you'll end up playing like SPL players and stuff in that, and you will see SPL players losing in that as well. It's the funniest stuff. Like we saw Yannick not lose this Wednesday, but the week before that, he was playing with Meerkat, and it's just like he lost in like quarterfinals or something. It's the funniest thing. It's like, man, you really expect a pro to lose, but you really didn't expect a pro to lose. But you'll be surprised what cheese comps there are in 2v2s and what you can do with those.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that a lot today. I'm like, all right, if I was in a 2v2, who would I want to be? And like, I don't even know. Like, some fun stuff we could get away with that.
Yeah. I mean, I got no illusions. So we definitely going to get stomped, but,
Yeah. Even if
That'll
I
be our
played in my
team
own,
name,
I'll
Getting
get stomped. Without a doubt. Even if I played, I'd get stomped. My competitive days are behind me.
I will definitely be out of position. That's for sure. I had to say it since Yuki's not here to say it.
yeah, we understand. We see it daily, so.
So you got any big plans coming up for season 6 with the league?
We'll see, because, we're having crossplay, right? So, and Switch is coming out, so hopefully I can get out Switch tournaments.
We will not speak of this crossplay to us PS4 players.
Yeah, well, it just sucks for you guys. Just complain to
It
Sony.
really does. Thankfully, I have my
yeah.
PC that I can
I think
play
I
on.
might just start tweeting them every day. Every day.
Yeah, you might. Then I'll just, I'll start up a mixed league as well. So like a mix of console and PC players. They can just play in a tournament without feeling like the need to like, hey, this is a Xbox. Like it's easier to just run an Xbox early tournament because the way Skillshot is doing it, they're not allowing mixed platforms quite yet. So, I'll just keep on it until they introduce the mixed one as well. To really just kind of push for a full-out mixed platform tournaments.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit more, like, exactly like what you're running, when people should be looking to sign up or to play or to watch too, free promo time here, right?
Yeah, so essentially the broadcast, any tournaments that I stream is strictly based on casters' availability. They do it for free, so like it's just what they like. They cast for free while I teach them how to cast, so it kind of works out. So streams are pretty random. Tournaments itself, we have 2v2s for all platforms, played on NA servers on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. On Fridays, we have the PC NA 5v5 tournaments. On Sundays, we have the EU 5v5 tournaments. And for the console 5v5s, they're in a league format, so they're monthly. So signups are open till 29th for the February month, and it's like it lasts a whole month. And
there we
bam.
go. Split push 5-man. We're gonna go in there and get stomped.
Go in.
You know
Hey,
what?
first
You know
round
what I'm
out. Here
calling?
we come, baby.
No, this is what I'm gonna call 2v2 Dan, and I know you're listening, Dicey, the Dan and Dicey show. I've heard it's undefeated, so
100% win rate. Dan and Dicey
100% win rate. Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe it's time to put the gems where your mouth is, right?
show. No.
I'm just saying, first place gets 1,000 gems for PC 2v2s. First place gets 1,000 gems for 2v2.
That's the running joke right now is me and Dicey, we play all the time, like late at night when no one else is up, and we just always tell them, yeah, we never lost at all, 100% win rate. 100% win rate on the Dan and Dicey show, even though most of the time we get our asses kicked because we have so many randoms, we don't know what to do with them.
Right.
Oh, I don't think I have any other questions.
I
How about
mean,
you
no,
guys?
actually, no, don't listen to that. We have 100% win rate. What am I talking about?
Oh, are you still on that, Dan?
No, we have 100% win rate.
Oh,
Well, you said you're still in school.
Okay.
What are you going to school for?
I am going to school for computer science into game dev, and hopefully, like, I know I'll get burned out of game dev, design and game dev, but I'm just like, that's alright. I'll go into esports right after, or whichever comes first, honestly. But I do have a passion for computers and programming and stuff like that, so game dev, if it works out, perfect. If not, esports it is.
Hell
It would be pretty funny if someday you end up being the one that fixes Smite.
Oh no. A 4-year running joke finally coming to an end. Oh no.
just one day he's like, you know what? I am just going to make my bed today.
Smite's
And
fixed, my
suddenly
bed's
all
made.
Smite's problems are gone.
Wow, Jithins made his bed and Loki got nerfed. This is the best. Smite's fixed.
I think the first thing I'll touch is Spectator. That needs a nice
Spectator's
rework.
Everybody
been
says
a
that. Even the
journey.
casters, like the pro casters, have all said spectator mode. It's like,
Oh yeah. Well, the broadcasters are lucky they don't have to control the Spectator.
right.
Bless their souls.
I just think it's funny. At least now, when I accidentally hit spectator, I'm not like dead for a month. So there's
Oh, yeah,
that.
It was worse. Like,
There were times when I'd accidentally hit the spectator button. I'd be like, "Well, guys, I got to restart 3 times, jump up and down, do 10 jumping jacks, do a push up, and then like spin on my heels 4 times. But I'll be back. Don't worry."
You skip the finding a shooting star and making a wish on it.
Yeah.
Good classic. Hopefully they fix a lot of the stuff in coming season 6 because it's much needed bug fixes.
Yeah, I think that I've been saying it for a while, and I really think that, it seems like they are kind of leaning this way more, is that, look, just stop putting new shit in for like a little bit and just like do a heavy, this is a bug patch. We're fixing shit.
Yeah,
Nothing
no,
new.
I've seen a few
We
games
just need
with
to
successful
fix all that.
Yeah, I've seen a few games where they just said, "Hey, we just gotta fix bugs. This patch is dedicated to it. Let's just."
I wouldn't
let's just
even
hash
mind
this
if
out."
it was like a whole split where it's like there's not going to be that much new stuff because we're fixing all the old stuff.
Yeah, like if they're gonna keep going with the where they're gonna release next season in February and stuff like that after Worlds, that's like 2 months they got where they can just, instead of trying to push out content that's really not that gameplay content that's not really that useful because season 6 is rolling in, rather have like dedicated patch fixes and plans for this next season. That would really like.
I feel like that
cut it
would give
down.
them a lot of leeway on the back end to work
Mhm.
more on the next season too.
Yeah, they have a lot more control over what they're adding the following seasons. So you can just put all the changes all in one go. So that would be pretty nice.
Well, there you go, Hi-Rez. We fixed your game. Jithins has done it. Now you just gotta
All right,
listen.
Let's call it last question here, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out here and say, what are you most excited about here in season 6?
Definitely gonna be oof. Yeah, I'm gonna go with crossplay for now. Just because that's something I don't think a lot of people understand how difficult it kind of is to introduce to games. Like, you know, you have Rocket League and Fortnite and stuff with it, but just to actually get approval from certain ones and actually implement it, it's much more difficult. I've tried to experiment with it and my computer game design stuff. It's difficult, and getting the servers up and all that stuff, it's difficult. So I'm kind of excited for crossplay coming in.
Yeah, Ajax kind of hinted yesterday they might have been still in talks with Sony to do that. He said he couldn't really talk about it, and so we'll see where that goes.
Soon as Sony says yes, they're good to go. They implemented everything, so they're just waiting for Sony to give the go. So I'm excited for that as well.
I'm about to walk over to Sony and rip the stick out their ass myself. Ugh. I just don't get why they think giving Smite a free game crossplay would just cost them so much. Like, I don't understand.
I hear you.
It's not like they're losing revenue over it. If anything, they're going to lose people over it because people are going to switch to a console that actually has crossplay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't spend too much money on this account to switch over to Xbox now. That's the problem.
Yeah, let it all merge eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, Sony has to cave.
Again. Let's just hey. I just went and tweeted them. I'm like, I think I am going to just start making this a daily tweet. Screw you. Hey, at PlayStation, how about crossplay for Smite? Please? Yeah, sure. Please? So, well, anyway, Jithins, it was a honor having you here on the show, and maybe a guy will twist my arm and get me in there next Wednesday. And
all right.
We'll show you how bad we are.
Or me. Either way, still bad. Still going to be horrible.
Dan and Dicey, you're not on our team, Dan.
Oh, okay. So we get to fight you.
Dan and Dicey team.
Me and Jithins, we're going to communicate on the back end and make sure that me and Dicey fight you and Guy. That way I can get through to the next round.
Rig the brackets. You got it.
It doesn't matter where we meet in the brackets. We will meet, and you two will fall, because I don't believe that 100% win rate.
Oh, it's 100%.
You're getting called out, my dude.
And I will confuse you with how far out of position I actually am. That it'll just mess up your gameplay, and then Guy will Alpwash explode you to death.
Nah. You can't confuse me. Not me and Dicey, man. We know. We have insider knowledge on everything.
Oh, look, it's Guy. Right. Let's ban Alpwash.
Yeah. Hey, look, we're fighting Guy. Ban Alpwash. Well, we win.
I'll throw one little thing out there. Next week, we will have a special guest on, Izanami, Smite Babe. So if you got any questions for her, just throw them, as always, into the guest questions area.
Or on the Twitter.
Or on the Twitter, or on the Reddit, or the Facebook, or wherever you follow us at.
All right. Well, hey, Jithins, how can people track you down out here in the world of the old internet?
You can always find me on Twitter at SPJithins, and yeah, it's pretty much where everyone contacts me and complains about how bad Smite is. So
SPJithins sounds like split there too. Jithins to me.
And what channel do you run the streams on and stuff for the
SMITEPrime. SMITEPrime. Just if you Google SMITEPrime, that literally it.
Guy, how can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter at GSmitey. You can find me on PlayStation at GuyAJ78. On Xbox at GuyAllSmitey.
Dan?
Hey, you can find me on the Twitterverse at SplitPushPodcast with no A. You can find me on the PlayStation at DirtXNapXDan. And once crossplay starts, you can probably find me on my PC trying to play with some other people, and that'll be DirtNapDan with no X's.
Oh, he's talking about playing PC again. Oh, no.
Once crossplay gets here, because I ain't gonna be able to do it on Sony.
All right. And you can find Split Push Podcast. Also, we do have a general email if you so choose to get a hold of us that way. You can email us at community@splitpushpodcast.com. Make sure that you are hitting us up with those multi-stars, thumbs ups, hearts, subscription buttons, and all that fun stuff wherever the hell you are listening to us at. Make sure you tell your Smite friends and get them on over here. I hope y'all, whoever got the skin codes last week, enjoys them. I think you'll be... I think the next time we get some, we'll probably throw them out in the Discord. I don't know. I kind of like throwing them out in the episodes. You let us know. I mean, what do you guys think we should give away skins as? But you can find good old Dirt Naps Dad here on the PlayStation and on Twitter at dirt_naps_dad. And, yeah, you know, just come chill, hang out with us, play some Smite. And, you know, when it comes to Dirt Naps, you got to give them before you take them. And when all else fails, what do?
Split push.